Child of God, listen closely. Heaven has moved on your behalf. There's something sacred happening in silence, something shifting in the unseen. You've been wondering why things keep falling apart, why doors shut before you could walk through them, why certain people walked away, even when your heart begged them to stay. But hear this now with your spirit. This is not rejection. This is rescue. This is not punishment. This is protection. You didn't fail. You didn't fall short. You didn't ruin your own blessing. The Father saw what you could not. He heard the prayers you forgot, you whispered through tears. And when your strength ran out, He stepped in. John 10:10 says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it more abundantly." Let that settle in your soul. God is not stealing from you, He is saving you. Yes, even from the things you once asked Him for. Even from the people you thought were forever. Even from the plans you swore were perfect. Because your Father would rather disappoint your timeline than allow the enemy to destroy your destiny. You didn't lose it. He removed it. Not because you're weak, but because you're worth protecting. I know it hurt when it was taken. I know you stood in the middle of the loss, confused and aching, asking God, why now? Why like this? You weren't ready to let it go. You were still holding on, still praying for it to work out, still hoping it would be restored. You asked God to fix it, but instead, it disappeared. You were left staring at the silence, trying to figure out what you did wrong. And the ache felt unbearable. You tried to be strong. You tried to make sense of it. You tried to hold it together, even while your heart was breaking. But deep down, you wondered, did God ignore me? Did He abandon my prayers? You weren't asking for too much, you were just asking to be loved, to be chosen, to feel safe. So when it was removed, it felt like rejection. It felt like punishment. And maybe, just maybe, it felt like failure. But listen closely. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not being punished. You are being protected. What left your life did not leave without purpose. And though your tears are real, they do not mean you're faithless. They mean you're human. Heaven has not overlooked your pain. God has not been silent to your sorrow. He is simply answering in a different way through release. You didn't lose because you were lacking. You were loved too deeply to be left where you were. And that's what this removal really is, a sign of just how fiercely God is watching over you. It's time to look again, not with your natural eyes, but with your spirit. Because what looked like loss was actually alignment. What felt like rejection was redirection. God doesn't always explain before He moves. But He never moves without purpose. And right now, you are standing in the middle of divine rearrangement. You may not feel strong. You may not feel ready. But heaven is not waiting for your strength, it's responding to your surrender. Romans 8:28 declares, and we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. That means nothing is wasted, not the goodbye, not the broken plan, not the unanswered prayer. Every piece of your past is being gathered into something holy. You didn't miss it. You were spared. God saw the outcome you couldn't. He heard the conversations behind closed doors. He discerned what your heart couldn't yet see. So he stepped in not to punish, but to protect. Not to withhold, but to redirect. Let this truth settle into you. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. There is alignment taking place even in what feels like chaos. And though you may not understand now, you will thank him later. When the new arrives. When peace returns. When clarity replaces confusion. You'll look back and realize it wasn't falling apart, it was falling into place. While you've been sitting in the silence, wondering what went wrong, heaven has been moving. Quietly, powerfully, faithfully. You may feel like nothing is happening, but in the unseen, everything is being rearranged. Doors are being closed not to harm you, but to protect you. People are being removed not to wound you, but to free you. God is not idle. He is intentional. Heaven is pruning. Heaven is positioning. Heaven is aligning people, timing, and places you haven't even imagined yet. You see the empty space, but God sees the room he needed to create. You feel the sting of absence, but God feels the freedom he just unlocked for your future. Nothing you surrendered was wasted. Nothing that left escaped his permission. The removal was not random, it was orchestrated. You may not see it yet, but it's on its way. The right doors are being prepared. The right relationships are being refined. The right timing is being released. God's hand is all over this. Even now, when it feels still and silent, his spirit is setting things in motion. He is not finished. He is just beginning. You are not forgotten in the shuffle. You are the reason for this shift. There is movement in heaven, even if there is mourning in your heart. Something sacred is being built out of what's been broken. So don't mistake the silence for abandonment. God has not gone quiet, he has gone deeper. And when it's ready, he will reveal what he's been preparing behind the veil of your waiting. My child, I saw what you couldn't walk away from. I saw the weight you carried, the ties you couldn't untangle, the pain you tried to explain away. You kept holding on, even as your spirit whispered to let go. I saw your tears when no one else did. I heard the prayers you couldn't speak out loud. I watched as your heart wrestled with what you knew deep down wasn't meant to stay. So I removed it not to harm you, but to help you breathe again. You asked me to bless it, but I saw it would break you. You asked me to restore it, but I saw how it would delay you. I didn't act out of anger, I acted out of love. I didn't wait for you to be strong enough, because I knew the waiting would only make it harder. So I stepped in, because I love you too much to let you stay where you don't belong. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I'm still here. I never left. Even when you questioned my silence, I was moving. Even when you felt abandoned, I was surrounding you. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. You are not losing. You are being lifted. And this removal, this heartbreak, this shift is the beginning of your freedom. Let your heart rest, beloved. I am not finished yet. Hear this now: what is coming into your life is greater than what left. What God is preparing for you carries peace, alignment, and a freedom you didn't even know you needed. There is nothing you have lost that God cannot redeem. There is nothing that was removed that He cannot replace with something better. You are not stepping into lack, you are being led into overflow. This next season will not be one of confusion. It will be a season of clarity. This next door will not be forced, it will open with peace. What's coming will not require you to shrink, to beg, or to break yourself in pieces. What's coming will feel like rest, like breath, like home. I declare over your life, God is replacing what was broken with what is blessed. He is exchanging the heavy for the holy, the draining for the divine, the painful for the peaceful. Every empty space will soon echo with fulfillment. Every tear will make sense when the harvest comes. You've cried long enough. You've grieved hard enough. You've waited patiently. And now, heaven is responding. Not with a maybe, but with a yes. Not with delay, but with divine acceleration. You are not being restored to what was, you are being lifted into what was always meant to be. Get ready. Not just emotionally, but spiritually. Because what's ahead is not a return, it's a release. You're about to receive what your soul was always reaching for. And when it comes, you'll understand the removal made room for the real thing. You are not broken, you are beloved. You are not foolish, you are favored. You are not behind, you are being held in perfect timing. Stop blaming yourself for what God removed. Stop carrying the weight of what walked away. You didn't fail. You were protected. And your worth was never tied to what stayed or left. You are chosen. Still, even in your moments of weakness, even in the silence, even in the confusion, you are not where you are because you are lost, you are where you are because you are led by a faithful shepherd who knows exactly when to close one chapter and begin the next. Let go of the shame. Let go of the regret. What happened didn't disqualify you, it realigned you. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are exactly who God knew you'd be in this moment, and you are exactly where He can speak to you most clearly. Lift your head. You are aligned, not abandoned. You are maturing, not missing out. Heaven knows your name, and nothing you've lost has changed the call on your life. You are still walking toward purpose, even if the road looks different than you imagine. Now is the moment to let your faith speak louder than your fear. You've heard the whisper of heaven, and something in you knows it's time to release what was never meant to stay. This is more than just a word. It's an invitation. If your heart is saying yes to God's removal and realignment, type 555 in the comments. Let that be your declaration of surrender. And if you're ready to stop holding on so tightly and trust God's way over your own, type 444 as a sign of release. These numbers are not magic. They're a symbol of your yes, a sign that you're choosing alignment over anxiety, that you're giving God full permission to protect you, prune you, and position you Let your spirit say yes. Heaven is watching. God, give me the peace to accept what you've removed. Even when I don't understand, let me trust that you saw what I could not. Heal the parts of me that feel abandoned. Quiet the voices that speak shame or regret. Remind me that you never take without a plan to give greater. Father, help me release my grip on what I thought I needed. Give me the courage to open my hands and say yes to what you've chosen for me. Even in the unknown, I choose trust. Even in the silence, I choose surrender. Thank you for protecting me, even from what I prayed for. Thank you for loving me enough to intervene. Restore my hope, Lord. Fill me with peace. Prepare my heart for what's next. And above all, keep me aligned with you. In Jesus' name, Amen.